My name's Kim. I'm not what you would call adventurous, but during this series, GoPro, we want to get you thinking about living life on God's adventure. So some of my Northview friends have planned some surprise adventures for me. It's not going to be easy, but in the end, I'm going to be a pro. Let's go.
Hey guys, today I'm here in southern Indiana with my new friend Paul, who is a cave explorer. Paul, will you tell us a little bit about what we're going to do today?
We're going to go into a fairly easy cave. We're going to do a little like mountain climbing at night. We're going to move through the cave. We'll do some crawlways, a little bit of climbing, and just explore and see what the cave has to show us.
Awesome. Well, I am not excited about it, but we're going to do it anyway because we're living adventure. It's GoPro. You ready to do this?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Lights?
Yep. Let's get yours on.
Awesome. Camera?
Very good.
Action time, people. Let's do it. Paul, I will follow you.
Okay. Now, I think
into the Cave of Wonders.
Be careful. It's very slippery here.
Okay.
There's a slippery spot. I'm going around this side of the waterfall. So one clue is you watch where your feet are going to step because that's where you're going to slip. So you got 2 hands and 2 feet and 1 butt.
2 hands, 2 feet, 1 butt?
Yeah.
Got it.
And we're down in the bottom.
Oh, I forgot to put my gloves on.
So these big chunks of rock are called breakdown.
Yeah.
They're called that because they fell off the ceiling.
What?
And you can see this chunk right here, for example, that's wedged in.
Huh?
Generally, it happened a long time ago. This was where the water table was when it dropped. That's when most of these moved.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel really great, Paul, knowing that these things fell off the ceiling.
We walked in the mud. We crawled across ledges. We squeezed through small openings. We climbed on boulders and up hills. Paul kept leading and I kept following deeper and deeper into the earth.
There's my adventure. All right, are we done? This is a small space.
Oh, no, this is big.
Oh. Okay. Seriously?
Seriously. Look out for the puddles. They'll be a little wet.
Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
So you've got lots of space.
Oh, yeah, that's...
I had one
That's
guy
what
I was
you
caving
think.
with, his helmet got stuck because it was so tight.
Oh gosh, Paul. This is not my dream.
This is spacious.
Yeah? Okay.
For a
you
crawlway.
say so? Oh my gosh, Paul, this is crazy. Like, nobody in their right mind decides to crawl through that. Yeah.
So
and,
now...
like, you think, you crawl through that to think that there's something at the other end?
Yeah, well, one of the things that you'll see in caves is they
gosh.
move air. So if you feel air movement, that's when you keep on going.
Well, yeah, it's probably gas, because somebody's scared out of their mind.
As bad as it was to be in the mud and in the dark of the cave for so long, it got worse. I watched as Paul descended into a crack in the rocks and then told me to follow.
Well, guys, today was an adventure for me. Big time adventure, like none other. I'll never do it again, but I'm glad I did. Thank you, Paul, for taking me down here into the cave and letting me be a part of your adventure.
Well, you're very welcome.
Awesome.
And if you decide you want to go caving again, I'd be glad to have you along.
Great, I won't. So guys, there are many of you that are living a life of adventure yourselves, and we would love to share some of those stories with you. Here's someone living God's adventure.
Well, I'm here today with Holly Gillum, and Holly, we've been exploring as a church what it means that God uses his people and his church to accomplish his mission. And I know for you, one of your passions is the issue of homelessness, and specifically you've served with one of Northview's ministry partners, New York City Relief. So I thought maybe we could start by you telling us a little bit about New York City Relief, just a little bit of who they are and what they do.
New York City Relief is a nonprofit organization that has served Friends on the Street for 30 years. What New York City Relief does is feed our friends through a mobile soup kitchen. So they have a schedule where they're consistently going out each week into 3 different neighborhoods. They serve friends who live in Chelsea Park, East Harlem, and as well as the South Bronx. And they deliver hot soup and fresh bread, and also give our friends on the street hygiene kits in the back of the bus, and most importantly, give our friends on the street dignity by being in community with them and breaking bread together, eating together, and formulating relationships to build trust, to help provide resources for ultimate life transformation.
Okay. So let me ask you, I couldn't help but notice you used the phrase friends on the street for the people that you're serving. I'm assuming that's intentional. Tell me a little bit about where that comes from.
Yeah, I choose to use friends on the streets instead of homelessness or a friend who's homeless, because I want to give a more positive descriptor and see that person in a more intimate way than just identify them with a societal stigma.
So when you refer to a person who's homeless as one of your friends on the street, I'm assuming there's a part of that it gives them dignity. It's like, I see you, you're more than just somebody I'm here to give food to. Like, I want to be in relationship with you. How does that play out on a mission trip?
Well, one of my key phrases when I get off the bus is always, "Hey, friend," and they're like, "Hey," you know. It's so much easier just to start off with naming who you are. You are my friend, and it is giving dignity. I see you. You matter. You need to be seen. You need to be heard. It's just like having a conversation with you and I.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just an exchange with friends.
And I got to believe that, in particular, this is a population that people look past, kind of invisible. So to have somebody who is willing to engage relationally is a big deal.
And there's friends who continue to come to the bus because of them receiving dignity as well as having that relationship and having that established trust. So to be seen through someone who may pass them on the street every day is so important, and it validates importance of who they are.
That's really neat. And not only are you serving when you go to New York City, but this has kind of impacted your life at home in terms of what you do to try and fund these trips.
Yeah, to continue to fund mission trips or to allow others to experience what I have experienced, I linked arms with a company called Beauty Counter, and I use that as a vehicle to continue to go out and plug for New York City Relief, bring education to homelessness, as well as advocate for those who are plagued with food insecurity.
I think that's terrific. So what is it about this cause? You know, not everybody that goes on a mission trip to New York City Relief is affected, impacted, brings it home in the way that you have. So I'm curious, why this cause? Why is this the one that so deeply resonated with your heart?
For me, New York City Relief and this particular mission trip allows me to experience and capture and pursue Jesus's heart. You know, Steve always talks about your heart is what's most important, and your character, right? So for me, New York City Relief is being the hands and feet of Jesus, putting application into practice, and loving people in the way that he wants us to love. Grieve for what grieves his heart, and understand him in a new way that's more intimate than just reading scripture. It's actually actionable. It's going out there and doing it.
That's great. You're putting feet to your faith. Yeah. Well, it reminds me, we've been talking about with GoPro that you will never be more alive than when you are living God's adventure. And man, I see that in your heart. So, I mean, what's it like when you are feeling that sense of being alive?
Having those conversations with my friends is so life-giving. You know, I think I get more from them than they ever even know. Yes, it might be a 20-minute conversation, and we're talking about everything from birthday parties to, you know, family and such. But I am learning so much more spiritually and being fed in those conversations, as well as serving my friends in the streets, than I will ever feel. When I feel as if I'm having church and experiencing church when I am right there on the sidewalk with my friends.
So I'm curious if you look kind of before and after living this adventure, before that you got engaged with it and now that you have just fully immersed yourself in it, what that adventure has done for you spiritually.
Well, before going on this mission trip, I really feel that I played it safe. I was more eager to sign up for volunteer opportunities that were very transactional. Let me just, you know, like kind of assembly line. Let me just give you what you need, but you stay there at a safe distance. And now I am more, let me give you what you need, and let's go sit down and be in community together the way that God has called us to be. I am more eager to initiate conversations and to get to know someone in a deeper, meaningful way. I also find myself wanting to volunteer even more in different capacities. And one day I have a goal of having my own soup bus here to serve friends in Central Indiana.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it just kind of grows in you.
Yeah.
The more that you get a taste of that adventure, the more that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Holly, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your heart and your passion. I want to turn it over to your life group now. First, I want to give you an opportunity to do the Choose Your Own Adventure exercise and then to discuss as a group. We'll see you next time.